right, back to another day. I did have a video kind of made, but I lost all the footage, so I couldn't even get to it. But here's the Bel Air. It's finally here. Like I said, I had a video coming. I was cutting the floor. Part of the floor is out to replace. Here's the new roof on it. Really sturdy. I mean, it's not gonna budge at all. And I mean, he did a decent job of, you know, welding it together. You know, of course I'm gonna have to do some body work and kind of sand it down and whatnot, but honestly it's not even that bad. New roof is on, back glass is in, got the trim piece on, my rockers are done. It's no longer really bad and just big holes down here. New floor pan in the back is in. I do have to line up these doors more. If you can see, I just tried to close it. And also, let me try to do that. I gotta like slam them. But yeah, for the most part, the rust is getting taken care of. You can see right there. Also, down here, I got that whole part cut out and replaced. Not really too worried about how this looks so much, just because I got POR 15 and I'm about to do the whole floor once I get done with this. But as you can see, I was cutting out the floor to actually put a new piece in. Still working on that. Might try to get around to that today. And what else? Still haven't done nothing with the fenders. I have a guy coming today in probably like an hour or so for the glass. He's gonna install the glass for me, so that's why I'm pushing it out. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. It's coming together. Probably next week I'm gonna be starting the LS swap, even though I'm not done with the rust. Still got a decent amount of rust everywhere. Got like a little hole there, a little hole there. On the other side, I got a little hole right here. But you know, all this is just really bad at this point. So kind of wondering what I'm gonna do with this. I mean, the guy's coming to install the windshield. This is gonna get covered up. I don't like to leave rust holes, but I don't know what else to do with this. And still gotta find another trunk. I gotta find another one of these Bel Air emblems. Really just gonna end up cutting. I mean, he did part of it, but I'm just gonna end up cutting all of this from the bottom. Like, look at all this. It's bad down here. It's like nothing but Bondo, and you know it's already bubbling through. And this is one of the most common spots for it to rust, though, so I'm not even too worried about it. They make quarters for it. My old bumper right here. I got a new bumper right here, so that's about to be going good. Here's my old part of my floor pan. It's pretty bad. That's why I just decided to cut it out. Here's my new one. I've been shaping it up, trying to get all that together, slowly cutting at it. But only thing I'm kind of nervous about is because I have a flux core welder, so I just got to be real careful not to burn through. It's gonna be real easy to burn through. Also, I got a new bench seat for the back. You see that's part of it. And here's the other part of it right here. It's gonna get reupholstered, so I'm not worried about that. But the other day, this happened, which I'm kind of mad about. You know, I was practicing my welding in there, And since it's a small one-car garage, I guess it just caught it at the right angle. Look at that, man. Yeah, the Lexus is over there. It's been having problems like crazy, and I cannot figure out what it is. I took it to the shop. They told me it was a crank sensor. So I was like, you know what? I was like, I'll replace the crank sensor. So I took it back from the shop, replaced the crank sensor, replaced the wiring to the crank sensor, started it up, ran fine, but as soon as the car warms up, it dies. Whenever it dies, I crank it back up, and then it's idling at like 1500 RPM, and it's just like in a limp mode. So I've already replaced the idle air control valve. I cleaned my EGR valve. I've done the fuel pump ECU bypass to see if that was a problem. Check the fuel pump, that's good. So the only thing I'm thinking of now, a lot of people saying ECU, but the only thing about the ECU is like the car will run fine when it's cold. As soon as it warms up, it dies, and it just does that all over again. So not too sure. Maybe O2 sensors or clogged cats or something. I think those are still the stock original cats, so maybe, but we'll see, honestly.
Early the next morning.
All right, so yesterday was kind of a fail. The glass guy came. We both didn't have the seal for the window, so I gotta order that, and we'll just reschedule and come back. But in the meantime, I'm about to be working on this floor plan, because I already cut it out, so let me just shape up the other one. Just trying to get something done today, you know? Pretty nervous here, but for the most part I got it pretty much all lined up. Like this little gap, I'm gonna have to like push it, and for some reason it all keeps really moving. Put down the mask. So this, it's not like all the way in right now, but it's pretty close, if not like on point. I've already cleaned the metal, as you can see. Did the outside the best I could, but yeah, this should be it. Probably gonna start like right here, put 2 tacks, because this is like the closest, and then I'm probably have to like hammer and dolly these pieces to, you know, fit perfect. But I mean, it's going pretty good. All right, as you can see, it's not looking too hot right now. Pretty nervous, but I'm just trying to get this thing to hold. If it can hold, I'll be all right. I don't really care how it looks, to be honest with you. I also have a piece of copper for those parts that I'm gonna struggle with, but we're gonna see. All right, so here it is so far. It don't look the best for sure, and some of these I kind of burned through. You know, doing flux core with with sheet metal is actually pretty hard if you don't have your settings perfect. But I mean, I can stand up on this like easy, no problem. I'm bouncing. I mean, it's still holding, so can't really complain too much. I'm just pretty much just hammering this as I go and make sure it's flush. I mean, I got a few little parts I'm gonna have to deal with, like a little gap right here, a little gap right here, a little gap right here. I'm gonna just keep hammering them out. But honestly, I was just nervous that this thing wouldn't even hold. So it's doing better than I thought, man. So this is how it's looking so far. Some of these tacks are pretty good. Some of these are not really holding because of positioning. Like they're not perfectly, you know, butted up together, so it's a little bit more difficult. But like I said, this thing is pretty sturdy. Like, I can't complain at all. From this is like my first time like really welding anything, and I got this little flux core and it's sheet metal. So a lot of people are scared to do sheet metal and flux core. I mean, I see why, but you can do it definitely. You just gotta have your settings perfect. But I mean, it's coming together slowly. I'm doing this very slow, kind of like still tapping it in, still shaping it in, making it perfect. The bottom, like I said, I tried the butt weld, but it was pretty tough. So I just kind of, you can see, I'm just kind of doing it like this, and I'm hammering it in. I got some extra metal just in case if I need it. Don't really think I need it though. I know a lot of people say like this would cause more rust because it'll hold moisture, so I'm probably gonna try to file it down after I like weld most of it in. File it down and just call it a day. So, oh yeah, and then also, you know, of course, like PR 15, put that in there. So not really too worried about it, honestly. I'm pretty excited. It's coming along. Like I said, the jack's not holding it up, so it's all just the welds themselves or the tacks, you know. I'm satisfied so far. Cool. All right, so here's an update so far. I had to put some more wire in because I ran out, but it's getting better. It's definitely getting better. Starting to connect them a little bit. Like I said, these are gonna be kind of ugly, but these things hold. Like, there's no budging in this thing at all, and I'm actually pretty satisfied with how it's coming out. I dialed in my settings a little bit more, so yeah, it's going pretty good, honestly. I'm actually pretty content how it's going. All right, so here's an update. I'm actually really content. It's doing really good. I'm actually really happy with this. Like, I cannot complain at all. I still got to do a lot more on this side, but I've just been taking my time because, you know, don't want to burn through, don't want to warp it, but I am beyond satisfied with this. Like, I don't really care too much on how it looks because it's gonna get covered up by sound dampening, carpet, you know, so I'm not like too worried about that aspect of it, but it's just doing it and it's sticking and it's not looking completely terrible. So yeah. part. It's finally all the way in. Welded in all the way around. A lot of these spots was pretty hard to do because of the gaps, but they're all the way in. That part too, everything. Overall, it wasn't bad. Look, there's nothing holding it up at all. You can see there's a little lip, but what I'm about to do, I'm about to get my grinder and I'm gonna grind that lip down pretty good. So yeah, overall it wasn't too bad at all. So it's 4:18 right now, and I've been working on this thing since like 9 in the morning. I've been slowly cutting pieces off, going back, fitting it, cutting more pieces off, fitting it, just going back and forth till I got it to where it's at now. So I think it's good, honestly. Here was the old one right here. You can see it was like Swiss cheese, you know. That's why I decided to cut it out. But I cannot be more satisfied. It came out better than I expected. Honestly, when I first started, I was very nervous because as you can see, I had burned like 3 holes through it immediately. Like my first 3 tacks, I burned 3 holes in it. So I was pretty nervous. Finished dialing in my settings, and yeah, it worked fine. So it may not look the best. Like if it was on a panel or something, you know, I would definitely have to sand that down, but honestly, I'm not sanding it down because it's just a floor pan. It's not gonna make a big difference. But yeah, I surprised myself today. First time I ever welded anything on this car. Usually if anything needed to be welded, I sent it off to do, but it wasn't too bad for my first time. So yeah, I should be starting the LS swap probably like next week or so. These eyebrows, when I get the bumper off, I'll probably redo the eyebrows, cut them off and do those. I do need new quarter panels. That's something I'm kind of nervous about doing myself. The floor pan, it was, you know, if it was ugly, I wasn't too worried about it, but this one's a lot different since it's actually a body panel. I don't want to mess that one up. So yeah, I mean, it came out pretty good, so I can't complain at all. But this will be it for this video. So like, comment, subscribe, give me your thoughts, give me tips, everything. All comments are welcome. Just need some more advice. So if y'all got anything, let me know. But that'll be it for this video. So yeah, see y'all guys in the next one.